Good morning. My name is Timothytrespas, and I am aboard, excuse me, a sailing vessel that I have called Salvation. And what we're looking at is my installation of this wonderful little wood stove, which I was able to get thanks to the kindness and wonderfulness of some people who sent a little money, and here it is. I installed it all. I'll give you a little tour. Yeah, wow. I got a big piece of stone tile down here. I got this 55-pound firebox drilled and screwed to the boat. I got this sheet metal here behind it, behind the pipe and everything, and it has, for the most part, not right here, but it's taped down so you don't cut yourself, but it has this thing so it's pulled away from the wood. The same thing down here, it's pulled away. There's like an inch gap there, although on this side there isn't, but behind here there's a gap so that the hot air can, the thing will heat up, but the thing behind it doesn't heat up so much. And then the chimney pipe goes up through the top of the boat. I had to cut a big hole, 3-4 inch hole, and put a double pipe, and I put high temperature refractory cement there. And as you can see, looking out this wonderful plexiglass skylight I installed, there's the chimney up there, and somewhere I have a can here that I use for a chimney cap when I leave after the fire's out. So this is the what am I trying to say? This well, I got it a couple days ago. Came from Amazon, and how can I do this and be comfortable and still talk? Came from Amazon, and whoa, I had to rent, finally put $40 to pay a taxi driver, excuse me, to take me and 200 pounds of gear. Oh, I forgot to mention, I brought my generators tied to the boat over there. 2,000 watt gasoline powered generator that Petra and I bought some years ago when we were facing a landlord who would turn off the power and lock the basement, and trying to get us out, and we were like, so we bought a generator, and I've had it for like 6 years or something, just sitting there tied up in plastic, and took a little while to start, but it's going okay. I had to buy a new jigsaw because mine was destroyed, another $40, but I'm so glad I did, because I would not have been able to do any of this, finish the skylight thing, which is really beautiful, by the way. I think you can lay here, you can lay here in your little comfy, cozy place. I turned the cushions from there, and I made this into more of a couchy bed, and you can lay here and look out the sky and look out when the sun comes up and see the tarp is there to keep the rain and the snow off, but you can see stars when there's stars. Gotta leave in 30 minutes. If you're on the boat, you gotta leave in 30 minutes. Well, I'm not gonna talk that long. 30 minutes. So I took this taxi. I loaded like 200 pounds of stuff. That weighs 55, that weighs about 100, and I had the taxi driver drive me to like the most deserted, like this place is deserted. Only Fresh Direct is there. It was Saturday night, the best time to do it. The gate was locked, the people had left. I'm like, just turn around and pull over here by this closed fence, and I'll dump my stuff on the side of the road. Just like, okay. Very nice. So I did. Boom, dragged it all over here in the rain, over the fence. Made sure it didn't roll into the sea on its way down. Got it aboard the boat. Oy, So I've been working my butt off for the last 3 days. Then I didn't have anything to install around the thing. So the first night I set it up, the floor right next to the bed, and I ran the pipe right up out the door hole. And it was pouring rain, and you know, rain's coming in, whatever. I'm like, I don't care. And I made this little can and charcoal briquettes and some sterno, and you know, trying to keep warm. But the thing is that the first few times you burn it, the paint that they use, the high temperature paint, has to cure, and it smokes like mad. So I put a couple small fires, and then I'm like, you know what? I went out. I'm praying to God, please, Lord, please let me find the things I need within a range of rational. Walked like 10 blocks, and poof, there's a big tile. Boom, there's a big piece of sheet metal in the ground, exactly the right size, pre-broken almost. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And I come home, and you know, zzz, 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 with the saw, and you know, 20 hours later, here we are, enjoying this beautiful earthing, I don't know what you call it, home and hearth and home. This beautiful, I'm not going to leave it open too much because the smoke comes out. Now the one thing that I forgot to buy, I bought the thing that goes around here to keep the smoke in. I haven't installed that yet, but the thing I forgot to buy was the 3-inch metal damper that goes inside of here. You're supposed to drill a hole somewhere, and it's got a little round plate that you turn to open and turn to close, and at night, fire to last, you turn the damper down and you close the little thing so the air doesn't rush through the. Anyway, this thing, if you blast the fire, and I put a big iron railroad thing in there. It's a big, huge iron thing, thinking maybe it would not, because I heard reports that it gets really hot on the bottom. So what I could find, and this up here gets pretty hot if you blaze the fire, but right now it's not, it's warm, but you know, this thing can get too hot to touch. But I don't know, I'm a little afraid of this installation. Maybe I didn't leave enough space, whatever. We'll see. If it melts, I'll cut it bigger and do it again, but I'm hoping it will work. You know, there's a little space there, this refractory, you know, 4,000 degree cement all jammed up in there, and this thing back here gets hot but not too hot, you know. So hopefully I did a fairly safe job. The thing is, you gotta leave ventilation, and I haven't quite figured out how the whole system works yet, you know, the flow of the boat, and what I want to do is put an exhaust fan. That's what I need to do. I have a fan here that I can blow the hot air around, but it takes a lot of power. And I was thinking there's this little let the boat breathe so it doesn't get filled with mold vent here, and I was thinking maybe put like a muffin fan or something on there with a low speed, low power, couple hundred milliamps, and a switch that I can use to vent the you know, the smoke, to get up and open the things and open the front hatch. And anyway, what a day. This is the day. Now the sun came up at 5-6 o'clock, whatever, over there, sort of, and already, where is it? It's up right there, and by 4 o'clock it's down below that thing, and it's gone. 4:30, the sun is gone. And wasn't daylight savings time supposed to make it longer? You mean we got an extra hour, and if they hadn't done that, the sun would be down at 3 o'clock? Wow. I'm, you know, maybe it's just the brain damage, but everything seems different. The world just seems different. The sun, you know, I know I'm in a different place on the compass, and I'm getting used to the geospatial, you know, the whatever, the way the weather and the sun and the stars and the moon and where are they? But just seems, things seem, you know, I don't remember it getting dark that early. Maybe I'm just wrong. And the other thing that we've had with all this, you know, we had 50 mile an hour winds the last 2 days, you know, heavy weather. When you look out here at the creek, whoa, can't do that. Look out here at the creek, you'll see that not only am I quite close to the water, my legs are actually under the water, below the water line rather. The waves are mostly, this is from tidal influence, but the waves in this creek right now are from no. Sometimes I can get off the boat just by jumping off the boat onto the land, and sometimes I have to climb down that cliff that you saw. Thankfully, when I arrived in the rain and the wind and the cold with 200 pounds of stuff, it was high tide, so I was pretty lucky. I can just, you know, I didn't plan it that way, thank you Lord. It just worked out. So right now this thing is saying 75 in here, 43 out there. This other one says 51 over there, 54 over there. So somewhere between 70 and 50, but I need to get eventually, I guess, is one of those little echo fans, figure out how they're made, or build one and buy one. I can't build stuff so well, but it's a fan that sits on your wood stove. Excuse me, those of you with wood stoves probably know, you know, for no power, it uses the heat, some thermoelectric something, or thermodynamic, I don't know what. It heats up something. There's two pieces of metal, different types, I'm not sure, but it spins around and moves the heat. So that's my thought on the whole thing. Oh, and I have these cushions. I gotta put something on this side over here because the cushion goes, and I think because this bed, I'm making this into a couch bed now. Better leave in 15 minutes. Is what the iPhone is telling me. I was thinking some kind of like thing, like a crib side, the side, you know, because boats always have these little things so stuff doesn't fall off, but I've had stuff on the bed when the fireboat comes and everything falls. So, a cargo net, man, that would be good. Yes, a cargo net from there to here, here to there, like I have over here. I have a cargo net behind me that holds this stuff in. That's a good idea. That way you won't have to climb over a piece of wood, but there'll be something there to keep the stuff from falling. The thing I also haven't figured out yet is how to keep the fire burning all night. I guess because you don't have the flue, it doesn't burn all night because it's always... I had to go out in the rain with a little bag in the middle of the night and go collect firewood because, you know, I bought $7 worth of charcoal briquettes, a bag of charcoal briquettes, and they didn't have the ones that light themselves, soaked already in fluid, so whatever. And I'm, you know, but they don't make enough heat and last long enough. So I went out in the train yard and the wood, you know, walking around picking up little pieces of wood, and I got the fire going, and I put some of the wet wood on top and dried it out, and it was like 80 degrees in here for a little bit last night because, you know, I had to leave the things open, and I fell asleep like this, and of course you wake up freezing because the fire went out, and I have this terrible Morgellons thing that something with my circulation is and I start to freeze at, you know, 50 degrees if I lay still. As soon as I fall asleep, bad things happen. Being awake, I can almost manage it, only though when I'm in this environment, because I don't know why. I noticed yesterday, I keep realizing that my my senses have been changed. You know those people that put a magnet under their fingertip or something, and then they can feel electromagnetic pull and repulsion, whatever? Well, imagine if some type of material was in you, in your skin, in your hair, in your eyes, in your biofilm, that interacted with energy in an optical way that would put input, you know, you can see, I see light differently now. I see photon dots and spinning and clouds and things I never saw. I see, you know, when I look at things, now I see like all these ways they're constructed and all the parts that it's like, whoa, you know, and I dig all these observations and connections. The sound is more, you know, my hair, you touch my hair and I'm like, ow, ow. Everything feels like it's like my nervous system is hopped up. And then maybe because they're just feeding it back to me, because sometimes when I tap my head, instead of going tap, tap, it goes brr, 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 which tells me that it's echoing back. I guess that would hop up your input. Anyway, I'm babbling like I do. Excuse me. I know that eventually I'm just gonna be like one of these rambling old people that doesn't make sense anymore, and I'll be, you know, I'll be so, you know, I listen to those people. I talk to them when they talk to me in those stories, because that's their life, that's their experience, you know. It's hard though with Petra, because all she talks about is what the B2K is abusing her about, and her, you know, even though she's angry, but she's trying to make peace with this thing that's in her head that doesn't shut up ever. And oh, the poor woman, that I have such a hard time talking about it. That issue, the same issue, over and over and over. The poor woman, how does she manage it? They don't stop. They just keep, you know. All right. Let me not start my day off on a bad foot with this thing. I love Petra, and she loves me, and we're struggling hard to manage unparalleled, well, there's parallels, but unprecedented circumstance, hardship, and whatever you want to call that, that's been put upon us. Those of you who are going through this know. So, that being said, we're gonna go keep looking for a room. I called, you know, 20 places that I found little stickers, and we had one lead, and it didn't quite work out, and maybe another one. We looked at one room, but he wanted too much money, and this one little bedroom, there was a man, 2 women, and 2 children in there running around, and it was just one room in a house full of, with rooms with, you know, like, wow, man. Nice little Mexican guy. He gave me this look like, you? I came all the way down here for you? Okay, come on. He had a limp, but I liked him. I liked him. Anyway, like I said, I'm babbling. Thank you, everyone who cares and prayers and comments. It helps keep me sane. Thank you. Some few kind, generous people have sent some money. You help keep me alive. Thank you. And you know, everything else is the glory of God, wherever He is, everywhere and somewhere. So I'm off to my journey to get my medication. One of these days, I want to have a little boat that I can zip down the creek and get there and turn around and zip back, because that's part of the plan, and you can do that. There's water, it goes all the way. I've checked the depth thing. If you've got 3 feet, you can make it. You know, if you're not more than 3 feet, you can go. If you're not higher than 20 something feet, well, you actually want to be as low as you can, because some of those clearances are pretty low. But 10, 12 feet, you know, you're gonna go under the bridges, you'll make it. There's this guy down the creek who bought a giant iron boat. It's like big enough for 100 people. He got it on an auction somewhere, cheap, and he managed to have all the bridges open up for him. You know, you call ahead, it's a commercial whatever, I don't know what you say, and they do it at some time. Hey, I'm here, and they open up the drawbridges, you go under, and he puts, his boat is down the creek, all the way down. I saw it on Google Maps. I was like, oh, an abandoned luxury boat, you know, a giant boat. Maybe we could live on that, because I'm always searching for, you know, places to homestead, and I went down to check it out. This was a few years ago, and I'm like, no, there's people on there. That's, I was like, oh, but I found out from my friend, this guy, he had all these people living on the boat. He was having these huge parties on the boat. Finally, the fire department came and closed him down. Can't have these parties anymore. So now he rents space to rehearsal space and artists and stuff. And I think I've seen him, I don't know, cruise, take a cruise with a whole other, just laughing, happy people. But I don't know. Maybe that was someone else. But that's my story. And so I know that boats can get down there because he's down there making money with his big boat too. Thank you for watching. I'm gonna stop babbling. I'm gonna go ride my bike and start my day. Thank you all, and God bless you all. How do I stop this thing? Bye.